It's a Godwinson live news alert on the status of the disintegrating Gunt Guard. What will we learn? Let's show our brooms first. I'm seeing all of our brooms in chat. We're ready to sweep it up. Sweeping it all away. Just like Ethan Ralph wants us to do. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. GenericGrifter101 is down. It's over. It's done. And the tone with which he imparts this news is the one where I imagine he's about to be read his last rites. Is one where I imagine he's about to walk onto the executioner's scaffold and lay his head on the block and fully accept the might of the axe. Why do these people pretend that a channel going down is akin to losing a family member? I don't understand. If Memology 101 was even relevant, he could just start another channel and get the same amount of subscribers in about a week, right? If he was relevant and he was making content that people enjoyed, if he put himself out there as a charismatic showman, and somebody who wasn't just a generic regurgitator of other people's clips, of other people's content, and the way he makes it transformative is by adding on Windows Movie Maker text slathered over the top of the clip. It's appalling behaviour. And the fact is, the reality is that the guy has gained this large subscriber base by tricking an algorithm, by tricking you, dear viewer, into watching his videos. And he realises this, he recognises this. He recognises that his vast majority of subscribers have been tricked into subscribing because YouTube have recommended them. The videos, the generic 10-minute videos slathered in adverts, barely even repackaged as transformative content. And let's not forget, ladies and gentlemen, that Memology did try, once upon a time, to inject a bit of himself into all of this, inject a bit of his own persona, his own voice, his own narration onto all of this. And it turns out that he sounds even worse than Dome Pesos and his soundboard. So Memology gave up on that. He just gave up on that and doubled down on the Windows Movie Maker editing. It's inexplicable how he's managed to garner this large audience, but I understand how. I understand that he's tricked the YouTube algorithm. I understand that he's been artificially promoted by the Gunt Guard, especially Ethan Ralph. And let's not forget that Memology 101 was hosting the kill stream on his YouTube channel just after Ralph was terminated from StreamMe. Memology 101 was perfectly willing to host the kill stream, a channel and a show that had been banned by YouTube after the fake charity stream that went on there. So Memology has constantly put his channel in the firing line. He's constantly tried to make himself into a more relevant person than he actually is. Because if he gets flagged, if it goes down, he becomes a martyr. And we all remember him as a martyr that was on a free speech crusade. When in actual fact, he's just a repackager of other people's content. And he's monetizing that content, slathering it in adverts, ensuring that there's no original thought or commentary added to it, just generic words plastered on to the videos in a Windows Movie Maker editor. Absolutely appalling behaviour, absolutely disgraceful behaviour, and now it's finally happened. So let's talk about Keemstar's video. Keemstar's made a video on Ethan Klein, or one of his capos have, Gokarino, I believe the name is. I may be wrong, but I don't care to even check that if I've pronounced it right, or even if I've got the content creator right. This guy's put out a video on Ethan Klein, H3H3 Productions, and he's laid out all of the wickedness of Ethan Klein and everything that he's done wrong in his past, and it's like an hour and 30 minutes. And this has been taken down prior, right, for harassment. I think YouTube have taken this down for harassment. They've lodged it in an algorithm where if it's re-uploaded again, it's going to be taken down and struck for harassment. I think maybe Keemstar uploaded this. It got taken down. Channel received a strike. The quartering is threatening to upload it, right, because he wants to become a martyr as well. He wants to self-insert himself into the drama. The Archfiend has uploaded the video, you know. Apparently it's a free speech crusade. And guess who else did it to try and self-insert himself into the drama, to try and turn himself into a relevant plot of the drama? Guess who did that? Well, Memology 101 did that. GenericGrifter101 wanted to die on this hill. And surprise, surprise, the video's been struck. He's got a content strike, and now he's racked up the 3 magic strikes that mean he can't operate on the channel again. That's what he's telling us. He's telling us in 7 days it's over, Memology 101 is gone, it's dead. Now I have to ask, what's stopping Memology 101 from, I don't know, starting another channel? Just doing what I do. I think I'm on my 30th channel at this point. I mean, to be honest, I stopped counting at 14. Stopped counting around then. And if we factor in all of the channels I've given to PPP and the channels that have been flagged or abandoned over the years, I think we're on about 30-something. And one golden rule was always maintained. If you're relevant, if you're saying stuff that captures an audience, that audience will follow you wherever you go, platform to platform. They will always follow you, and they will always come back. They will always come back, and they will always follow you if you are relevant, if you are, not some no-talent grifter who people can see through. Memology realizes that about 70% of his audience have been tricked into subscribing to him. That if he were to start up another channel now, it would probably level out at a few thousand subs. Because that's how much people care about Memology, because they recognize that he just repackages people's content, slathers them with adverts, tries to grift off it, promotes a PayPal, promotes all of this nonsense that isn't needed when you're, clipping Boogie2988's channel. Oh, what's Boogie done today? That's the essential purpose of Memology 101's channel. What's Mundane Matt doing today? Instead, it's more insulting that he actually does try and transform it to duck the content ID system. It's more insulting that he lavers these stupid words over the content. Generic, misspelt commentary over the content. Why can't he just fire up a mic? Well, we know why he can't talk over his content, why he can't talk over and give his actual opinion on the content he's harvesting or that's being sent to him. It's because when he does talk, he sounds worse than Dame Pesos. Just a terrible YouTuber in general, just awful. I rank Memology 101 below Gator, below Toad McKinley of all people, below Fagmenko, below even Ranbot. Real bottom of the barrel stuff. Real bottom of the barrel stuff Memology 101 is. And also, let's not forget that you could do what Memology 101 does. A chimp could do what Memology 101 does. My dog could do what Memology 101 does. And they could do it with more talent, with more keynote, with more artistry than Memology 101 does it. There's nothing stopping anyone out there from doing what Memology 101 does. The only thing that set Memology apart was that he was artificially promoted by the Gunt Guard and by several people around him, several e-celebs around him that used him as a means to attack their low-hanging fruit enemies. Memology 101, a complete no-talent, a complete disgrace to the art form, a complete disgrace to the media. And now he's pretending as though he's a victim of, being struck down. He's a martyr. He knew exactly what he was doing when he was bearing the cross for Keemstar. He knew exactly what he was doing. He wanted the strike. And how foolish do you have to be not to realise you're going to get struck down when countless channels have been struck down for hosting this video that's been flagged down for harassment and bullying by YouTube itself. That's been lodged in a content ID system where you re-upload it and it's the case. Now, Memology 101, he re-uploads this video, and just to try and grift some more, just to try and secure its presence on the internet so he can have the archive with the most views. He can have the archive with not just the most views, but the most adverts lathered on top of it. What does Memology do? Well, he edits out all of the skits that are present in the video, in the H3H3 attack video. That's what he does. Surely that's right. And it stayed up. This video stayed up for a good few hours to the point where it racked up maybe even over 100,000 viewers. Memology self-inserted himself into this drama between Keemstar and Ethan Klein. And he did so in a way that he could grift the most shekels by doing so. Appalling, shameless, disgusting grifting behaviour. And now this is his reward. The reward is goodbye. Goodbye, farewell. Except it doesn't even have to be a goodbye or a farewell. If he was relevant, if he was a showman, if he had talent, he'd just start again and he'd probably get all of his subscribers back. The truth is, he can't, because anyone could do what he does. Absolutely anybody could do what he does. all of his videos are generic. I don't think there's one memology video where I can look at it and go, ah, memology made that. Only if I were assessing its faults and its defects and its pure bottom-of-the-barrel aesthetic could I identify it as a memology 101 video. Looking at it, looking at a memology 101 video, I am left sickened. I am left transformed in a negative way after I've watched it. I feel disgusted with myself that I've been tricked. The YouTube algorithm has autoplayed this video and I feel sickened. That not only have I just watched a clip of Mundane Matt, but I've also watched a clip of Mundane Matt where Memology 101 has slathered 6 adverts over it, has inserted a load of Windows Movie Maker text all over it. That's also misspelled. Just shocking, appalling. And then the man has the gall, the nerve to thank his Patreons for this. People give him money on a Patreon. People donate money to this guy who does nothing for it, who shows no effort, who shows no even, like, pretense of effort for this. Real bottom of the barrel stuff. But now he's got his martyrdom. Now he's Saint Memology, you know. Now Keemstar can champion him as a fallen martyr, a fallen hero. What a disaster. What a total disaster. Now, all of the other capos of Ethan Ralph and Keemstar are saying that they're going to re-upload this video. It's the hill they're going to die on. It's the cross they're going to have to bear, right? And you're seeing people like Toad McJudas. He's constantly been tweeting about the Keemstar Ethan Ralph fight, Ethan and Clyde fight, even though he's an underling of Ethan Ralph. Let's by and by. But all over Toad's Twitter, it's all about this. It's all about this. Toad's trying to self-insert himself into the drama. So I lay out the gauntlet to you, Toad. Will you re-upload the H3H3 attack video? Will you stand where other capos have stood? Will you take the strike for your lord and master, Keemstar? Will you fully ingratiate yourself with the Gunt Guard and Dick Masterson? Or will you Judas as well? Will you pretend that you've not heard this challenge? Will you not host it because you're too afraid of getting that strike and losing your ability to monetize? Because all that matters to you is the colour of money. Seriously, you look at Toad's Twitter now and he's all about this Keemstar drama. So why don't you just re-upload the video? The truth is out there. You need to protect Keemstar. You need to show that you are a supporter of free speech, that you're on Keemstar's side, that this being flagged down is a great injustice by the YouTube algorithm. So host it, Toad. Come on. Do what the Quartering and the Archfiend is doing. Do what Memology did and get struck down. Why won't you do that, Toad? Because you don't want the strike. You don't mind sounding off on Twitter. The moment it actually comes to affect you, you don't want that drama. You don't want that business to be around you. Judas Iscariot, made flesh in the year 2020. So that's Memology. Memology, absolutely bottom of the barrel grifting from Memology. It sickens me that I've even had to address this, but there's been such a call for me to even talk about this. And I suppose it does pertain to the fact that Memology is a high-level Ethan Ralph capo. A real high-level capo, and the only reason he was a high-level capo was because he tricked people into subscribing to his channel. He got a large subscriber base by doing absolutely zero work for it. And every time he tried to insert some artistry into it, like by putting his voice over the content to transform it even more, it just backfired in his face, and people called him a second-rate Tommy Pesos. So the reality is, Ethan Ralph used Memology 101 as a platform where he could restream the kill stream on YouTube. He didn't really care about whether Memology 101 got flagged down or struck down for it. You know, he just wanted to use the big subscriber-based channel to stream to. And even then, the restreams weren't getting much, because no one really cares about watching a Memology stream. I mean, no one cares about... I think we get more live viewers than Memology 101 ever got with restreaming the kill stream. But, I mean, this is truth. This is fact. This is reality. The guy had hundreds of thousands of subscribers, and he still couldn't even manage to muster up 100 live viewer audience ship. on his Lord and Master's award-winning show. Just shocking. People only come to watch memeology by being tricked into it, by being baited and switched into it, by having the YouTube algorithm autoplay the video. So people are asking in the chat, I mean, do you feel sad, Godwinson, that memeology is down? Surely you don't like people getting flagged and stuff like that. Of course I don't like people getting flagged. But I have to say, man up, for heaven's sake. Just start a new channel. I've done it 31 times, and the audience have always followed me. You know, we started the channel, this current channel we're on now, that likely will be PPPs in a week when he gets flagged down. I started this channel now, like 2 days ago, and we're already on 1,000 subs. Or we're touching 1,000 subs. So, I mean, there's no need for you to even bleat and moan and piss and cry about this. See, goodbye forever. See you in 7. It's 7 days that I'm gone. It's over. It's done. Like, how humiliating, how shameful that you have to feel as though you behave this way. Because, I mean, you're only going to trick the basest form of viewer into thinking that you're a martyr and you're not just an idiot that did this to yourself. You re-uploaded a stream, a video, an attack on H3H3 that obviously YouTube did not want to be up there, that got flagged down for harassment and bullying, got lodged in a content ID system, so when other people re-upload it, they get flagged down also. You did that knowingly. You knew what your actions would do if you re-uploaded that video, and you got the strike. The thing that happened to everyone else happened to you, and now you're going to bleat and moan and piss and cry and say that you're a martyr. You're not a martyr, you're a disaster. You're a grifter. And you're the most transparent form of grifter, because every time he goes after Mundane Matt or Boogie, yeah, okay, we can clip something from Boogie or Mundane Matt out of context and we can laugh at it and go, oh, you know, what retards, what lolcows. But if we spend a few more minutes just analysing who's made this video, who's repackaged these clips, we find a bigger retard, we find a bigger lolcow who's doing this. And that retard and lolcow is GenericGrifter101. A man who can't even operate a Windows Movie Maker editor properly. A man who can't even spell. A man who can't even train his voice to speak in a convincing, entertaining way. You'd have thought when the guy got 100,000 subscribers, he'd have put his hands together and started racking his brains somewhat and rolled up his sleeves and decided, you know, I'm going to start buying a good microphone. I'm going to start, you know, putting a bit more effort into this, just fully secure myself and my audience and my presence here. So if I do start a new channel, my charisma will lead people to follow in my wake. Instead, he just decided to get worse, sloppier in the content, more slapdash in putting together these clips. It says something when you sound even worse than Dame Pesos. Heavens above, heavens above. So I lay out the challenge there for Toad McKinley to do this. Because you're trying desperately to self-insert yourself into this drama. Your friends are even telling me that you're desperately trying to self-insert yourself into the Keemstar H3H3 drama. So why don't you do it? You've got 50,000 subs, you're celebrating that. You've got your Raid Shadow Legends sponsorships. You've got, you know, millions of views on the monthly Chantels there. You know, you're a successful YouTuber. You need to stand by your Lord and Master Keemstar. And show your capo colours. Show that you're loyal. Show that you won't step out of line. Show that you're faithful to the nth degree. Even though we all know you're a Judas, and even though Keemstar will point you out as a Judas when you refuse to do this. All of Keemstar's friends, all of Keemstar's capos are doing this. They're re-uploading the video, they're getting flagged down, and they're taking the strike and wearing it as a badge of honour. Will Toad do that? No, of course he won't. Because it would mean a compromise of the basket which he's put all of his eggs into, and that's that YouTube channel that he calls a career. The guy's too good to work at McDonald's. The guy's too good to work a real job, or even just any job in the real world that doesn't mean he has to pillory a fat woman every single day of his life in order to sell mugs with her face on. Toad's too good for that. He's above it all, don't forget. So, re-upload the H3H3 attack video, Toad. Come on now. Don't be a coward. Because you don't want to be a Judas and a coward. if you're a Judas and a coward, then at that point it's not only over, but there's no chance of redemption. There's no chance of the Lord Jesus Christ welcoming you back into welcoming you back into his arms. It'll just never ever happen again. Because Jesus hates not just a Judas, but he hates a coward also. A Judean coward is what you are, Toad Iscariot. It's what you've become. It's what you are. It's what you're always going to be. Right, and now we're going to talk about how on the kill stream tonight, Ethan Ralph is going to have maybe Memology on, but he's definitely going to talk about this with Gator and Bibble and Fragmenko and even Randbot. Maybe Warski's going to fake laugh all over it and irritate the last remaining audience that's left that aren't bots. They're going to talk about how Memology is a hero. Memology is a martyr. He worked so hard in building up that subscriber base. He had a great channel and now he's gone forever because he simply lacks the ability to start again. Like what? This is they're going to gaslight you with. The fallen hero, Memology. The martyr, GenericGrifter101, has fallen, has died for our sins. They're going to do this with a straight face. They're going to do this without any sense of irony or self-awareness. They're not even going to address that the guy's content was worse than a McDonald's Happy Meal. They're not even going to address that. It's done. It's done. And therefore, now that Memology has lost the hundreds and hundreds of thousands of subs, after the fact that they try and capitalize on this with their kill stream tonight, where they try and turn Memology into a martyr, they try and canonize him up there with, Saint Dame and Saint Randbot and Saint Fragmenko. After they've done that, about a week, 2 weeks away, that'll be it. No one will hear about Memology ever again. Because he's outlived his usefulness. He's not got a large platform now which they can restream on, which they can harness for clout. They can't do that anymore, so that's it for Memology. After this, after today, goodbye, Memology. There's no place for you as a co-host on the kill stream. And if there is, it'll last about a week, for about as long as people calling you a martyr is in the ether, and then that'll be it. Goodbye. Because you've just become a generic nobody who's compiled a Windows Movie Maker video on a clip of Boogie2988 or Mundane Matt or an Esion. Just low-hanging fruit. And that's it. That's it. That's done. The guy has nothing, and he accepts he has nothing. It baffles me that if you're in such a position where you've got these hundreds and hundreds of thousands of subscribers, you're making bank off YouTube by just doing low effort videos. It baffles me that you wouldn't want to secure that by, working on yourself as a showman, actually putting the you into your YouTube videos instead of the Windows Movie Maker into your YouTube videos. Just appalling, just shameful, just disgraceful actions and behaviours from Memology101. But let's pretend that he's a martyr. Let's pretend that he died on the hill. Let's pretend that he bared the cross. Appalling. That's all I've got. Take care. Watch the skies. Trust no one. And remember, the truth is out.